இதுக்கு தான் ஊருக்குள்ள ஒரு ஆளினால் அழகராஜா தேவைங்கிறது.
Welcome to one more cookery episode. Today we are making a very simple saffron and badam flavored burfi. Basically just we are going to use 1 cup of maida and half a cup of oil, and then about a little less than 1 cup sugar. I'll be making the sugar syrup with that. I am using shakar nahi, okay, that is peanut oil. I switched on my kadai here, and then we are going to add in the oil there. That's about half a cup of oil there. Going to increase the flame. Now we are going to add about 1 cup. Just a little less than a cup of maida, because I'll be adding some milk powder in there. Now we are going to fry this maida for about 10 minutes to make it nice, get the flavor in that, and then it will have a nice texture of a kova. Okay, I'll set the flame to a little above medium and just keep on stirring it nicely. Okay, just make it nicely there. Break it up, keep on stirring it. This is going to take about 10 minutes so that you can see a little bit of color coming off on the maida, and it will have a nicely little fried type of aroma in that. Now the whole idea is the maida is going to first absorb the fat, and then slowly each individual particle of the maida is going to get fried, and then the oil will just leak out. So you have to do it for about 5 to 10 minutes so that the maida, each grain is nicely done. You can use full ghee, but since I'll be having a little nibble every day, I don't want to have it on a full ghee, so I am using the groundnut oil here, which will have a nice nutty flavor. I'll be adding some spoons of ghee later. You have to break up the lumps and just gently press it with your spatula so that the oil seeps into all the grains of the maida, or the flour actually, and then it gets fried, and then you want the texture to be a little grainy so that it stands out and it doesn't become gooey. You know, maida flour, this plain flour, it usually gets very mushy and all that, so you don't want that to happen. I just want to keep shifting and then pressing the flour, and then making sure every part is finely fried in. You can see now it has slowly, the oil is coming out and it is more loosened up. It's not tight. So that means it has absorbed the oil and it is just gushing it out now. Just about a few more minutes of this frying. You can see the glistening of the oil slightly in that. You just want that to happen. You can slow the flame to very low now. You don't want to overburn the whole thing. So now it is getting a texture of a kova. Just a little bit more, then I am going to add about a 1/4 cup of milk powder. I'll be switching off the flame. That heat is more than enough to add the milk powder there. You can see how the maida has loosened up. You see it's spreading out now. Now I'm switching off the flame. And then I have a 1/4 cup of normal milk powder. I'm just going to mix up press it so that no lumps are there. I've got it nicely mixed up. Now I'm transferring it to a plate. What we are going to do is we are going to prepare the sugar syrup using about the same 1 cup of sugar and then about half a cup of water. Then we are going to make a close to 1 string sugar syrup. That's about just a little less than a cup of water. Adding about a cup of sugar here. Usually my wife helps me to get all this measurement ready for me, but since I'm making sweet, she has no interest in this. I put in a little less than a cup of sugar. I don't want to make it very sweet. Just for stir in the sugar, and then we're going to wait for a few minutes till the whole thing gets to a nice boil, and hopefully it will turn into a 1 string consistency. I'll show you. It will take a while. Sugar has started boiling. If your sugar happens to be a little blackish or brownish, this is a time where you can add in a little milk so that all the dirt comes up. My sugar looks okay, so you can take out the dirt if you feel like. This sugar is quite fine. While the sugar boils, I got some broken pieces of cashew nut here, which is half a tablespoon of ghee in it, and just giving it a nice fry so it turns into a golden brown color, which we'll be adding it later. We are going to check for the sugar string consistency. Simply wet your fingers there because it's quite hot. No, nothing much. Getting close to it. You can see the strings coming up now. You can lower the flame to the minimum. Just want to wait a little while, just about a minute or so, and then we'll start adding the maida kova, sorry. It's almost ready now. I'm going to push in all this inside. Be careful, everything is hot. Now gently mix in the maida into your sugar syrup. Be careful not to give a splash. Gently push it in and mix it all well inside. Now once it all mixed, you can add in a few spoons of ghee there. If your sugar syrup is about 1 string consistency, this is the time when you can even switch off the flame. But I have put in a little earlier, so I get more time to stir it in nicely to make it more ready. Now you have the small flakes of milk powder there. It will have a nice texture to your burfi when you bite into it. Now I'm going to add some concentrated badam flavored essence here. It's going to give a color as well as the flavor of saffron and almond mix. I already have a pre-buttered ghee and oil sheet plate here. Everything is ready for me to pour it in. Now we are going to drop in the deep fried cashew nuts. Now this whole thing is going to come in a lump sum, so you just have to wait for a while. You can see it is almost leaving the pan now. just about ready. We'll add in a few more, about very small spoon, teaspoon maybe, of ghee. Now you have to shift in and make sure the ghee is inside, not floating outside. You have to mix it well. So this will make your burfi really soft. You can see it's nicely coming up, but I would prefer it to be more tighter. If your sugar syrup is one string consistency, this would be done very quickly, but this texture, this will have a more softer texture since we are mixing it well in and pushing it with lots of air inside, making the batter fluffy. You can see how it just bubbles up a bit. So that's the idea. Okay, so you can see how it is almost not sticking to the pan. It's time to take it, switch off, and then I will be shifting it. So I have it set up here. It's very hot, so maybe when you're transferring it to the plate you might need to take extra precaution. Really hot. Now it's going to be here for about half an hour, and then you can see the whole thing sets off. Then we'll slice it up.